Okay, coming back in for the final leg of this flight from France, Charles de Gaulle to JFK. Interestingly enough, even though we've calculated everything properly through SimBrief and the simulator,
Stream Elements says, Alpsimmer is now live. Streaming Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, MSFS 2024 free flight destination and corresponding flights.
Boston Center, Speedbird 4409
let's wait for that to finish.
Good day, flight level 350.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, Boston Center.
Alright, anyway, started out at Charles de Gaulle in Paris. Transoceanic, we cut the stream off about an hour after we reached altitude 350. And we're re-entering the stream right now as we approach the Boston airspace, coming in for JFK landing. So, interestingly enough, we had set with reserves what appeared to be more than enough fuel, and we keep on getting insufficient fuel message warnings. I think we're going to make it, but it'll be interesting to find out. So, that being said, we've set our altitude for Corvette 3000. And then once we get there, we're going to take it down to 1800 for the matter entry. Let's make sure that we have that. Corvette and matter. So we'll go to 1800 after our $3,000, our 3000 altitude. Final altitude check. So once we get to Corvette, we'll set to 1800. And if everything works properly, we should go to 3,000 feet automatically when we hit the top of descent. Well, we'll be on the seat of our pants as far as fuel.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Contact Boston Center 128.2.
Center on 128.2. Speedbird 4409 Heavy, bye-bye. Boston Center, Speedbird 4409 Heavy, flight level 350.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, Boston Center, roger. Air Canada 604, contact Boston Center 120.25, see you. Contact Boston Center 120.25, Air Canada 604. Speedbird 4409 Heavy, Boston Center, expect Parch 4, runway 22 left.
Can we get a different runway, please? Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, roger, say runway.
Two right, Speedbird 4409.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, 02 doesn't exist at Kennedy. Unable runway change.
Alright, something bad is happening here. Kennedy Center requesting altimeters, Speedbird 409.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, roger, say new altitude.
Kennedy Center requesting altimeter reading for JFK, Speedbird 4409.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, I didn't get that altitude. Say again altitude.
Cancel altitude change. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, roger, altitude change request cancelled.
Center requesting altitude, excuse me.
Aircraft calling for new altitude, say call sign.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, roger, say new altitude.
Cancel altitude change. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, roger, altitude change request cancelled.
Center requesting altimeter reading for JFK, Speedbird 4409.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, Kennedy International altimeter 3010. Speedbird 4409 Heavy, contact Boston Center 133.325.
Center on 133.325. Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Boston Center. Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Flight level 350.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, Boston Center. Good morning.
That was weird. There's TD. I think we're going to have enough fuel, but barely.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, you're off course. Clear direct Providence. Resume own navigation.
Affirm. Cleared direct Providence. Resume own navigation. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
We're not off course.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, contact Boston Center 124.85.
Center on 124.85. Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Boston Center. Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Flight level 350.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, Boston Center. Speedbird 4409 Heavy, after trade, cleared via Parch 4, pilot's discretion descend and maintain flight level 330, Kennedy landing runway 22 left, altimeter 3006.
After trait, cleared via Parch 4. Pilot's discretion descend and maintain flight level 330, Kennedy landing runway 22 left, altimeter 3006. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, descend maintain 16,000, altimeter 3006.
Descend maintain 16,000, altimeter 3006. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
Well, that answers the toga question. Okay, that's some pretty weird behavior right there.
Brickyard 5720. Contact Boston Center 124.525. Take care.
Contact Boston Center 124.525. Brickyard 5720.
Good day. Kennedy approach. Speedbird 4409 Heavy, descending via Parch 4. Flight level 232, we have Delta.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, Kennedy approach, altimeter 3006, expect the visual approach runway 22 left.
Altimeter 3006, expect the visual approach runway 22 left. Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Speedbird 4409 Heavy, request runway change.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, unable runway change at this time. JetBlue 2786, leave Crail heading 285, expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 22 left. Leave Crail heading 285, expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 22 left, JetBlue 2786. JetBlue 2786, turn right, heading 285, vectors for the approach. Turn right, heading 285, JetBlue 2786.
Should have stayed on plan.
JetBlue 2786, descend maintain 2,500 feet, altimeter 3006. Descend maintain 2,500 feet, altimeter 3006, JetBlue 2786.
Kennedy approach, Brickyard 5720. 15,700, we have Delta on board.
Brickyard 5720, Kennedy approach, altimeter tree 006, expect the visual approach runway 22 left.
Altimeter tree 006, expect the visual approach runway 22 left. Brickyard 5720.
Speedbird 4409 heavy, descend maintain 8000.
Descend maintain 8000. Speedbird 4409 heavy.
Speedbird 4409 heavy, leave Crail heading tree 05, expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 22 left.
Leave Crail heading 305. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 22 left. Speedbird 4409 heavy.
Speedbird 4409 heavy, turn left, heading tree 05, intercepts the 22 left localizer, descend maintain 3100, vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 305, intercept the 22 left localizer, descend maintain 3100.
This is not going well.
Speedbird 4409
Fucking
heavy.
BATC fucked me again.
Brickyard 4588, contact Kennedy Tower 119.7. Over to Tower 119.7, Brickyard 4588. JetBlue 2786, airport is at your 10 o'clock 12 miles. Report the field in sight. We have the field, JetBlue 2786. JetBlue 2786, cleared visual approach runway 22 left. Cleared visual approach 22 left, JetBlue 2786. Kennedy approach, Endeavor 5052.
20 miles.
Flight level 305 with the numbers. Endeavor 5052, Kennedy approach, altimeter tree 006, expect the
Test
visual
pilot
approach
lift
runway
says,
22 left.
do you know you stream starting soon seen still?
Altimeter 3006, expect the visual approach runway 22 left, Endeavor 5052. Speedbird 4409 heavy, airport is at your 11 o'clock 18 miles. Report the field in sight.
Yeah, we're not gonna make it. Doesn't surprise me. BATC fucked me again.
Speedbird 4409 heavy, airport is at your 11 o'clock 18 miles. Report the field in sight.
We have the field. Speedbird 4409 heavy.
Speedbird 4409 heavy, cleared visual approach runway 22 left.
Cleared visual approach 22 left. Speedbird 4409 heavy.
Brickyard 5720, descend maintain 7400, altimeter tree 006.
Descend maintain 7,400, altimeter tree 006. Brickyard 5720.
JetBlue 2786, contact Kennedy Tower 119.7.
We're never gonna make it
Over
to
to Tower
3,000 feet.
119.7, JetBlue 2786.
Kennedy approach, Frontier Flight 1512, 14,900 feet with the numbers.
Frontier Flight 1512, Kennedy approach, altimeter tree 006, expect the visual approach runway 22 left.
Altimeter 3006, expect the visual approach runway 22 left, Frontier Flight 1512.
Brickyard 5720, leave Crail heading 285, expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 22 left.
Leave Krill heading 285. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 22 left. Brickyard 5720.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, contact Kennedy Tower 119.7, have a good one.
Over to Tower 119.7. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
2500.
Kennedy Tower. Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Visual runway 22 left.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Kennedy Tower, continue.
Wilco. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
JetBlue 2786, exit right at Zulu.
Exit right at Zulu, JetBlue 2786.
Approaching minimums.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Wind 245 at 7.
Minimums.
Runway 22
Continue.
left, cleared to land.
Runway 22 left cleared to land. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
200. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Exit right at Zulu.
Exit right at Zulu. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
I'm guessing this is Zulu. I can't really tell.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Contact ground 121.9er. See you.
Ground 121.9er. Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Request taxi to allocated gate.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy. Gate Foxtrot 14 taxi via Zulu, Hotel. Hold short runway 22 right.
Gate Foxtrot 14 via Zulu, Hotel. Hold short runway 22 right. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
Via Zulu. This is Zulu. Let's get it from GSX. Trot 14.
4588, cross runway 22 right at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel, Bravo, Sierra Alpha, Alpha, Sierra.
Cross runway 22 right at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel, Bravo, Sierra Alpha, Alpha, Sierra, Brickyard 4588.
JetBlue 2786, cross runway 22 right at Gulf. Continue taxi via Gulf, Bravo, Foxtrot.
Cross runway 22 right at Gulf. Continue taxi via Gulf, Bravo, Foxtrot, JetBlue 2786.
Well, we had enough fuel.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, holding short 22 right.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, hold short of 22 right. I'll call you back.
Affirm, hold short of 22 right for traffic. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
Speedbird 4409 Heavy, cross runway 22 right at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel, Bravo, November Bravo, Alpha, November Charlie.
Cross runway 22 right at Hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel, Bravo, November Bravo, Alpha, November Charlie. Speedbird 4409 Heavy.
Little bastards messing with me.
Brickyard 5720, ramp 31 taxi via Zulu, Hotel. Hold short runway 22 right.
Ramp tree 1 via Zulu, Hotel. Hold short runway 22 right. Brickyard 5720.
Well, the stream missed all of that. I didn't even have it on. What a joke. It wasn't even on live the last half an hour. Well, it was a good landing. Unfortunately, it won't be visible on the stream. Damn it. Well, that sucks. There's another stream lesson.
Brickyard 5720, cross runway 22 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel.
Cross runway 22 right at hotel. Continue taxi via hotel. Brickyard 5720.
Frontier Flight 1512, Gate Bravo 7 taxi via Zulu, Golf. Hold short runway 22 right.
Slightly
Bravo
askew
7 via Zulu, Golf.
and not where I'm supposed to
Hold
be.
short runway 22
Supposed to be
right. Frontier
there.
Flight 1512.
Well, that's the conclusion of this, folks. We're not going to go through the whole deboard and everything. This was a test flight. Again, it went fairly smoothly except for the screw up at the end. Because I was listening to BATC and I shouldn't have been. So let's just turn BATC off because they're screwed. Let's take a look at Volanta big screen. Well, you guys can't see it. And let's have a look at the landing. 575 foot per minute. That's pretty high. 162 knots. 1G. However, there's the threshold. So we did pretty good. And then we exited at Zulu. Somewhere over here. And followed the follow me guy all the way out to here. And that pretty much does it for JFK. I figured it would be rough, but if I had stuck with the plan, it wouldn't have been rough. But since I went with BATC, but nobody saw it anyway. But it was a good landing. It was manual, so I'm okay with that. Especially when I had to come down from 7,000 feet, 9 miles out. Alright, that concludes this stream for the day, folks. It was a long day. 7.5 hour flight from France to JFK. We split it into 2 streams. You unfortunately did not see the second half of the second stream, the approach through Boston, so apologies for that. And we'll try to pick this up again tomorrow. More 777 action. Here we are, JFK, New York, home of the socialist. I won't go any more than that. I won't say any more than that. Have a great day.